Good morning students, welcome back to my channel. So this is my 9th lecture on electrostatic, and in this lecture we are going to cover the topic of electric dipole and dipole moment. Very important topic regarding this unit. So let's first understand the term dipole. Now see, the name itself implies dipole means two poles, and here the two poles are positive and negative charge. So as we are studying electric dipole, so electric dipole means we have to talk about the two charges. Suppose this is charge plus Q, then this will be the minus Q. These two charges are equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in polarity. So it becomes a pair of charges equal in magnitude but opposite in polarity, and the distance between them is very small, that is a finite distance is there. So this configuration is only termed as electric dipole. In similar manner, we will also study magnetic dipole. In magnetic dipole, what we will see, the two poles, that is we are going to see north pole and south pole. They are also separated by a small distance. So it will become your magnetic dipole, but right now we are concerned with electric dipole. So electric dipole means two charges, positive and negative, and they are equal in magnitude. If this is 1 coulomb positive, then this will be 1 coulomb negative. If this is 5 coulomb positive, then this will be 5 coulomb negative. Means both the charges should be equal in magnitude but opposite in polarity, and distance between them should be very small. This becomes an configuration of electric dipole. So let me write the definition. So this is the definition of electric dipole. That means a pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance is called an electric dipole. And one more important thing we are going to learn, if someone asks what is the net charge on dipole, so the net charge on a dipole will be 0 because it contains two equal and opposite charges. So on adding both the charge, the net charge is always equal to 0. So moving to the next term. So next we have to understand the meaning of dipole moment. What does this term implies? Dipole moment is mainly related to the strength. It is mainly concerned with the strength of electric dipole. What should be the strength of this dipole? That is only termed as electric dipole moment. So let's see its definition. So dipole moment is defined as the product of magnitude of either charge and separation between the charges. Now see, suppose, let's see, these are the two charges. It is plus Q and this one is minus Q, and the distance between both the charges is considered to be 2a. Distance between both the charges 2a. So 2a is a very small distance between these two charges. 2a is considered in such a way, suppose this is the center of the dipole, so the half distance will be counted as a and the remaining half distance will be counted as a. So this a plus a, the total distance is 2a between the charges. So what does the dipole moment implies? According to the definition of the dipole moment, this dipole moment means the magnitude of charge with separation between them. The magnitude of charge with separation between them. So the dipole moment is generally represented with P. Either charge means you can take any one of these two, they are same equal in magnitude. So Q times of separation is 2a. So your dipole moment P equals to Q times of 2a. This is the representation of dipole moment. So let's see some more important points. So this is your setup of dipole, plus charge and minus charge separated by a small distance 2a. So dipole moment, that is P, equals to Q into 2a. Now some important point which we have to remember in dipole moment. This dipole moment, it is a vector quantity. So if it is a vector quantity, then it must have some direction. So how to point the direction of this dipole moment P? See, your Q, it is a scalar quantity, but this 2a, This 2a is distance between them. We can also represent it as a displacement of the charge. So this 2a can be represented as a vector form, that is P equals to Q into 2a, and this 2a is represented in vector form, which means the direction of this dipole moment is from negative to positive charge. This will be the direction of dipole moment. In physics, this direction of dipole moment is considered from negative to positive charge. You can see with the help of an example. Suppose if we talk about a molecule HCl, hydrochloric acid. Now in this bonding, one atom is shared by hydrogen and one atom is shared by chlorine. By sharing one electron, it completes its duplet and it completes its octet. But as we know, electron affinity of chlorine is more than hydrogen. So this shared pair of electron, it will somehow shift towards the chlorine. Because of the shifting of this shared pair of electron towards the chlorine will obtain a small negative charge minus delta, and similar amount hydrogen will obtain a small amount of positive charge. So this is an example of molecular dipole. Basically dipoles are related with the molecule. So here HCl is an example of a molecular dipole. How dipole is created? By the sharing of electron, and this electron pair is shifted towards the chlorine, resulting the chlorine gets a minus delta charge. An equal amount of positive charge is obtained by the hydrogen. So the two charges equal in magnitude, separated by a small distance, becomes an electric dipole. Now see, in order to attain the stability, this pair of electron must move towards the positive. So this direction, that is from negative to positive, it becomes the direction of our dipole moment P. The direction of dipole moment P is from negative to positive in order to again attain the stability. So this is the representation of dipole moment, and the direction is from negative charge to positive charge. So the SI unit, you can see from this formula, charge into distance. For charge we use the word coulomb and distance is meter. So coulomb meter is the SI unit of your dipole moment P. Now one more important thing, what is the condition for an ideal dipole? It is asked many times in the exam. What do you mean by an ideal dipole, or write the conditions for ideal dipole. Now see, these dipoles are basically related with the atoms and the molecules arrangement. So mostly we use the term molecular dipole. So ideal dipoles are also associated with the atoms and molecules only. But the condition for ideal dipole is such that the value of charge, the charge which we are taking, it should be as large as possible. Means we can take the value of charge should be infinite, and the distance between them should be very small as possible. So the condition for the dipole is that the magnitude of charges approaches to infinity and the distance between them should be approaching to 0, that is very small. Such dipole is only known as ideal dipole. So just try to learn the condition of an ideal dipole. The charge should be very large and distance should be very small. Only then an ideal dipole can exist. Two more terms which we must remember. First is your axial line. This axial line means, suppose it is an setup of your dipole, a line passing along this setup, along the axis of this dipole. This line is only termed as axial line of dipole. A line passing along the axis of the dipole is termed as axial, and your second term is equatorial line. A line passing perpendicular to the dipole from its center. A line which is perpendicular passing from the center of the dipole. This line is only termed as equatorial line. So you must remember the 2 points. What do you mean by axial line? Passing through the axis of the dipole, an equatorial line passing perpendicular to the dipole. So what is the symmetry of electric field? If this is positive and this is negative, both are equal in magnitude. We know that net charge is 0. The net charge is 0, but what will be the symmetry of electric field? You must remember, electric field travels from positive to negative. So this will be the direction of electric field lines, positive charge to negative charge. So many times the question has been asked, draw the symmetry of electric field line for a dipole. So this is the symmetry of electric field lines for an electric dipole. From positive charge it is outward, and for the negative the direction of the electric field is inward. So this is the symmetry of electric field, and basically this symmetry is called as cylindrical symmetry. Such kind of symmetry is termed as cylindrical symmetry of electric field lines. So here in this configuration we know the net charge is 0 because equal and opposite, but net electric field is not equal to 0. Means we have to find the electric field. We have to find the electric field intensity because of this dipole, and we are going to find this field at the 2 points. First on the axial line of the dipole and then on the equatorial line of dipole. We have to find the electric field on the axial line of dipole and equatorial line of dipole. So let's begin with the new topic. One more small question arises to my mind. As we see, the direction of electric field is from positive to negative, and the direction of your dipole moment is from negative to positive. So many times the question has been asked, what is the angle between the direction of electric field and the direction of electric dipole? So the angle between the direction of electric field and the direction of electric dipole is 180 degree. So they both differ to each other by 180 degree. So our next topic is electric field due to electric dipole. As I have told that we have to find the electric field on the axis of the dipole and on the equatorial line of the dipole. So these two topics will be coming in this topic only, electric field due to electric dipole. So first one is electric field on the axis of dipole. So first of all I have to draw a dipole. So suppose this is positive charge separated by a distance of 2a. Now the half distance will be a and this remaining half distance will be a. I have to take a point on the axis. So this line passing from this here dipole, it is the axis. So just we have considered a point. Suppose this is your point A, this is your point B, and this one is your point C. This point C is at a distance of x from the center of the dipole. The point C, where the point is, this point is on the axis of the dipole at a distance of x from the center of dipole. So this is the configuration. So we have to find the electric field. So by using the formula, electric field at C due to, now we are having two charge at A and charge at B. So respectively, first we will use electric field at C due to charge at A. So it's ECA according to a formula, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught times of charge. So let the charge be Q, and the distance of point A to the C, this is x, and this half distance is A. So x plus A, total distance is x plus A whole square. Now you can see this is positive charge, and we know the electric field always originates from positive. So the direction of this electric field will be positive x-axis, so we can use here as plus I cap. So similarly, electric field at C due to charge at B. Now this time the electric field at C due to charge at B, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge is Q but distance C. We have to find the distance between B and C. Total distance is x. So x minus a. Subtracting this a from the x, we will get this distance. So this time x minus a whole square. Now see, this is negative. So electric field due to negative is inward. So this is electric field due to negative charge, negative x-axis, that is minus I cap. So how can we find the net electric field at point C? Now try to understand both these direction, electric field due to A and electric field due to B, they are opposite to each other. So in order to find the net electric field at C, we have to subtract them. So subtracting EB minus EA. So electric field due to B is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q times of x minus a whole square minus so on further taking the common quantity, so 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is common, and from the numerator we can take the charge common, so it will remain so after taking the common we are going to obtain this. Let's move some more mathematical steps. So on further simplifying this bracket by taking the LCM and all, you will obtain x square minus a square whole square, and on numerator you will obtain x plus a square minus of x minus a whole square. Opening these two brackets, some terms will cancel out and the resulting term you will obtain is 4 times of xa. This is the result which we are going to obtain. Now see, we have to split this term, that is 4xa. This 4xa can be written as 2 in times of x into 2 times of a. Again this will give you 4xa. We can also express this form. This q is multiplied with 2a. Try to remember, q is the charge and this is the distance between dipole. So see here, charge into distance between them. Charge into distance between them. This bracket is give you electric dipole moment. So instead of this we can write as p times of 2x upon x square minus a square whole square. So this is your electric field. This electric field is found at axial point of the dipole. So at axial point we are obtaining 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 9 times of 2px upon x square minus a square whole square. This is the electric field at the axial point of dipole. As I told you, dipoles are mostly considered with a molecule. So that expression was for the normal dipole. Now we are going to take for ideal dipole. Your distance is very large. That means the value of x is very greater than a. So we normally consider by neglecting this value of a. The formula was 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 times of px upon x square minus a square whole square. This was the formula. So in this formula we have to neglect the value of a because x is very large than a. So on neglecting this, two times of px upon x square whole square. So on cancelling out both the numerator and denominator, you will get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught times of 2p upon x to the power 3. So this is the expression of electric field. So generally numerical we have to use this expression only. Dipole moment should be given, distance is given, and remember that this distance is from the center of the dipole. This x is the distance from the center of the dipole, p is the dipole moment, and this bracket 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, it is 9 into 10 to the power 9. So here we will obtain the value of axial field. Now see, as we know that electric field is vector and dipole moment is also vector. So we can write this in vector form. So the direction of axial electric field is along the direction of dipole moment. Now this is a very important condition. Just right few lecture before I have told you that the electric field, the direction of electric field is from positive to negative, and the direction of dipole moment is from negative to positive. But in this case, especially in this case, axial direction of electric field is along the direction of dipole moment, which means the direction of axial electric field is along the direction of dipole moment P. So what is the angle between them? The angle between axial and dipole moment, this angle should be this time 0, because in this case only this such angle equal to 0. So moving to the second point. Now this time we have to find electric field on the equatorial line. Right now we have just find the value of electric field on axial. Now this time we have to find electric field on the equatorial line of dipole, and this equatorial line sometime also written as broad side of dipole. Don't get confused. Question may be asked in the terms of equatorial line or it may be asked in the term of broad side of dipole. So first of all we consider the dipole. So this is our positive charge, this is our negative charge, distance between them is 2a. So this is my dipole, setup of a dipole. This is the center of dipole, so the half distance is a and the remaining half distance is a. Let this point a and this point b. This time we have to use an equatorial line. So equatorial line generally passes from the center of dipole. So this is the line passing from the center of dipole. Let the distance of this line x, the distance of the point C from this line is x. This is a perpendicular line. Now let's see the direction of electric field. This is positive charge. So for positive charge, electric field always moves outward. So this is the direction of electric field due to charge at A, and this is the negative charge. In negative charge, electric field is inward. So this will be the direction of electric field due to B. So we just have to find these two values and then we will use a resolution of vector. So let's see. Electric field at C due to A. Because of this charge, we have to find the electric field here. Now we have to find this distance also. According to Pythagoras theorem, this is A, this is x. Then this distance is root x square plus a square. So this will be the distance. So according to the formula of electric field, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught charge divided by square of distance. Then the distance is here root x square plus a square. So on simplifying this root, we will get similarly, what we see, electric field at C due to B. So this is your point C and this is the charge at B. So because of this charge, again the distance is same, so the electric field will also come same, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, same charge Q and divided by same distance x square plus a square. So these are the two electric field. These two electric field are equal in magnitude. Now see, we just have to resolve these two component. We just draw a horizontal and vertical line. If this is angle theta, then correspondingly this angle should be theta on corresponding manner, and if this is theta, then this is also going to be theta. If this is theta, then with the help of alternate interior angle, we can say this will also be theta. So we have to resolve the component. See, on resolving this EA, here this component will become EA cos theta and perpendicular component will become EA sin theta. I have resolved this component of EA in the two parts, EA cos and EA sin. Similarly, this EB, the direction of this EB will also resolve in the two component. This here it will come EB cos theta and in perpendicular here it will come EB sin theta. So see what we have to do. We can say that as EA and EB are equal in magnitude, so the vertical components what are the vertical component? The vertical component are EA sin theta and EB sin theta. These vertical components are equal and opposite, so vertical component will cancel each other. The vertical components are cancelled out, so the net electric field at C will be only due to which component will remain here? Horizontal component. So I can say that the net electric field is only due to horizontal, and both these components are adding in the same direction. So it will become EA cos theta plus EB cos theta. On substituting the value, this is the value of EA cos theta, and similarly on the value of EB is also same. Both these quantities are same, so we can write here 2 times of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by x square plus a square times of cos theta. Now see, we just try to find the value of cos theta from this any of these two triangles. If I take this theta, then this x is the perpendicular and a is the base, and this hypotenuse is root x square plus a square. So on using this concept, the value of cos theta from this triangle, it can be written as base upon hypotenuse. So your base is x and your hypotenuse is root x square plus a square. On further simplifying, see, we can write the numerator in this form also. This 2 into q into x, so 2 times of qx, and in denominator, see this bracket x square plus a square, the bracket having power of 1, and here x square plus a square in the root means power half, so 1 plus half, so we will get x square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. On this is your E net. On further simplifying, see, on further simplifying we will get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Now this q into 2x, it can be written as dipole moment p upon x square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. So this is the general expression, But for ideal dipole, we know that the condition of x should be very greater than a. So neglecting this value a, and we will find the electric field at equatorial point. So denominator we will obtain x square whole power 3 by 2. Cancel out this power 2. So we will get only 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. It's p by x cube. So this is the expression of electric field at equatorial point. There is a small change in both the expression. Look it carefully. It is equatorial, that is p by x cube only. So in vector form here, now see here we have to use a negative sign. Why a negative sign is used this time? Because the direction of this equatorial is opposite to the direction of dipole moment P. If you remember the diagram as we had drawn earlier, this was plus charge, this was minus charge, and this was the equatorial line at a distance of x. This was point C. One electric field is due to this, another one is in this direction, and this was the direction of your net electric field. So the direction of this net electric field is from positive to negative, and the direction of dipole moment is always from negative to positive. Now see here, in this case only, this net electric field is from positive to negative, and the dipole moment is from negative to positive. Both are in opposite direction. So in vector form we have used here a negative sign. This negative sign shows that the direction of equatorial electric field is opposite to the direction of dipole moment. So in this case the angle between both of these two quantity will be 180 degree. So one more important thing which you must keep in mind, the axial was given as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 p upon x cube, and equatorial is given as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p by x cube. So see, a relation can be established between both of them. We can say that on dividing this axial to equatorial, on dividing this both the quantity, we will get 2. So important question arises from here, the ratio between axial and equatorial is 2, or you can also say that the axial field is 2 times of equatorial field. So any of the two result can be asked in derivation. Prove that the ratio is equal to 2, or prove that axial is 2 times